And welcome back. On today's edition of the Hank Irwin Show, we are up here in Skagway, Alaska. It's our port of call for the Norwegian Cruise Lines. We're on a 7-day Alaska cruise. Aren't you enjoying the show so far? Well, today we happen to be in town in time for Flag Day. And the local Elks Club put on quite an impressive patriotic program right here in the town square. I thought you'd enjoy it. Let's join the Elks Club in their presentation of Flag Day here in Skagway, Alaska.
My brothers, ladies and friends, the purpose of this service is to honor our country's flag, to celebrate the anniversary of its birth, and to recall the achievements attained beneath its folds. It is quite unique and appropriate that such a service should be held by the Order of Elks, an organization that is distinctively American, intensely patriotic, and without counterpart. The evolution of the American flag marks the progression of the government of the American people. From the landing of the Pilgrims in 1620 until 1775, the flag of England was the flag of the peoples of America. In 1775, the pine flag was adopted for all colonial vessels, and this was the banner carried by the Continental forces in the Battle of Bunker Hill. The southern colonies from 1776 till 1777 used the snake flag. In the latter part of 1775, the Continental Congress appointed a committee to consider the question of a single flag. Somebody please get that phone. For the 13 colonies. That committee recommended a design of 13 alternate stripes of red and white with an azure field in the upper corner bearing the red cross of St. George and the white cross of St. Andrew. John Paul Jones, the senior lieutenant of the flagship Alfred, hoisted this flag to the masthead on December 3rd, 1775, and 1 month later it was raised over the headquarters of General George Washington at Cambridge, Massachusetts, in compliment, as he wrote, to the United Colonies. This flag, called the Continental Colors in the Grand Union, was never carried in the field by the Continental Land Forces, but it was used by the Navy as its exclusive ensign, and was the first American flag to receive a salute of honor, a salute of 11 guns from the Fort of Orange in the Dutch West Indies. In response to a general demand for a banner more representative of our country, the Congress on June 14, 1777, provided that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes of alternating red and white, and that the Union be 13 stars, white on a blue field, representing a new constellation. It is generally believed that in May or June of 1776, a committee consisting of George Washington, Robert Morris, and George Ross commissioned Betsy Ross, a Philadelphia Quakeress, to make a flag from a rough design they left with her. It is said that she suggested the stars should be 5 points rather than 6. This starry banner was first flown at Fort Stanwix, called Fort Schuyler at that time, near the city of Rome, New York, on August 3rd, 1777, and was under fire 3 days later at the Battle of Oriskany, August 6th, 1777, during a British and Indian attack. The first official salute to the Stars and Stripes was given on February 14, 1778 by France on the French coast, when the Ranger, under the command of John Paul Jones, was saluted by the French fleet. This flag, then carried by the Ranger, was made by the young women of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, from stripes from their best colored silk dresses and the white wedding dress of a recent bride. It is said that this same Ranger's flag was flown by Jones's ship in its thrilling fight by moonlight upon the high seas with the British frigate Serapis. When the Serapis struck her colors, the immortal fame of John Paul Jones was ensured as the intrepid defender of a youthful republic. The original 13 Stars and Stripes represented the original 13 colonies. In 1795, 2 additional Stars and Stripes were added to represent admission to the Union of Vermont and Kentucky. Under this banner of 15 Stars and Stripes was fought the War of 1812. It was the sight of it flying over Fort McHenry on September 14, 1814 that inspired Francis Scott Key to write what was to become our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Ms. Margaret Young, who cut the stars for that particular banner, subsequently became the mother of Henry Sanderson, the Grand Exalted Ruler of the Order of Elks in 1884. The Continental Congress on April 14, 1818 adopted a resolution that on and after July the 4th, 1818, the number of stripes should be 13, and that the blue field should carry 1 star for each of the 20 states in the Union, and that a new star should be added for each state thereafter admitted. Since 1918, there has been no change in the flag design except that 28 new stars were added before July 4th, 1912, and this flag of 48 stars flew over this nation for 47 years until just before the Vietnam War. Save for those veterans who paid the ultimate price and are honored on Memorial Day, Skagway Elks Lodge 431 has incorporated into its ceremony the POW and MIA flag. Standing before you as flag bearers are Skagway's 10 veterans today, honoring the prisoners of war and those missing in action. If you would now bow your head for a moment of silence. On July 4, 1959, a star was added for Alaska. Yeah! Our first non-connected state, and a year later, Hawaii, our island state, added a 50th star. Our present flag, 50 stars and 13 stripes. And now?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant